Let's get into it. What's going on, everybody? Welcome. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Every one of you for being here today. This is the Information Man Show. This is going to be a heartfelt stream today. This is a stream that is not, this is a very serious stream. This is not a stream to act like everything is happy-go-lucky right now. We have a child that was abused verbally and physically. I want to ask everyone out there to please do your best to share this video today, whether you share it while the stream is going on now or while you share it after the stream, and you know the areas that you can share it in, the social medias. But I implore you to share the video. It needs to get more circulation throughout the social media. There's a guy on Facebook that posted some of this stuff on Facebook, but this is a story that just broke just yesterday. And the mother, I want to show you the mother right here. This is the mother, the 7-year-old child that was abused. We're talking about this child right here. I just want you to take a look. Semaj, I think, is the child's name. The mother calls him Semaj. I want you to take a look at this child, because if you have someone in your family, that has a disability, a intellectual disability, a physical disability, emotional disability, someone that's been abused, that was born hearing impaired, not able to see, or if you have a child that has autism disorder, and if you know anything about autism, kids with autism are very sensitive to sound. They're very sensitive to touch. It's a disability in which they may have issues with being able to negotiate or operate socially, as some of us who don't have this disability can go ahead and do. So they may have, a lot of kids with autism have issues with verbal ability. I used to work with kids. That was my concentration coming out of college, was working with kids that were disabled and non-disabled. And I've worked with kids with autism. So when I speak about this video today, unlike many people that may find out about this and do a video on this, I actually have on the ground experience working with kids, not only with autism, but various different disabilities. So when you're dealing with kids with autism, you have to be very sensitive to the fact that they have sensitivity to sound, to touch. Even when it comes to eating, they may not eat certain foods because they don't like the texture. They may have issues with being able to engage you socially, because a lot of times they will hide themselves or isolate themselves because they're kind of like in their own world. They will do things like self-stimulate, where they're touching their back or hitting their head, rubbing their hands. They may be sensitive to not only sound, but visual things. So when you deal with kids with autism, you have to deal with them with kid gloves. You have to be very understanding. You have to have patience. And when you have kids in school, like Semaj, when a child like this is in school, the school's job is to protect that child at all means. Let me know if you all can hear me in the chat room by putting 7s in the chat room. Please share the video if you can. We definitely would appreciate that. But right here, you have a situation with this young 7-year-old child who you're going to hear screaming. Now, I definitely want to warn all of you that you're going to hear very disturbing sounds. Now, on the video, the mother had to block it out. So she got video, and I'm going to tell you how she got this video through a hidden camera. But when she was playing the video, you can't see it, but you can hear it. So I want to tell you that the audio will be very disturbing. And I'm going to play that audio because there's two sides to the audio. There's the audio when this individual abused this child emotionally and physically. And then you have when the teachers in the classroom discovered something in the child's hair. So I want us to recognize something. This is the school right here. It's called Phil Elementary. And Phil Elementary is in Louisville, Kentucky. I appreciate those of you that are here. You would think with a video like this, with an issue like this, that with all the people that have subscribed to the channel, that black folks would come over in high droves to support a stream that's addressing an issue of a black family that has had their child harmed. You would think that we would be in support of understanding and wanting to know what exactly is going on and what type of help she's getting. She's gotten the police involved. You would think that we would be concerned about what will be the outcome of what happened to her child. Her child was not only peppered, ladies and gentlemen, her child was not only peppered with the N-word, but her child was choked. Her child was pinched by this monster, which I'll put on the screen in just a moment. School is supposed to be a safe place. I'm going to say it again, right? It's supposed to be a place where kids can learn in the safety of a classroom at an institution of this nature. Phil Elementary School. The mother, ladies and gentlemen, the mother placed a hidden camera on her autistic son's hair. What she captured sparked a lot of outrage. So he has locks, and she put a hidden camera that the teachers, and the reason why she did this is because the school had been accusing her son of doing things. And this is a kid with autism. Kids with autism will behave in a certain way if there's something external in their environment that's impacting them, or if someone is touching them, because some kids with autism don't like to be touched. And you would think that this school would know something about what? That they would have some understanding of special education. Obviously, this child was in special education. You have to have special training. The mother confronted them and said, I told y'all to have cameras in here because my son's been coming home with scratches on his body. They were trying to complain and say that the mother was the one that was out of control. Not the mother, but the child, that the child was hitting people. And she had cameras in her child here that showed that her child was not the disruptive one. That in fact, it was not even the other students in the classroom. It was a teacher assistant who was the destructive one. Let me show you this video where they try to paint this school an advertisement for being a place for learning and a place for where children can have a safe environment and a safe education. But yet this child did not get a safe education or environment from this man right here. Phil Elementary School, 120 Scarf Hart Lane, Louisville, Kentucky, 40206. Robert Ransdell. He's an assistant teacher. This is the man right here who you're going to hear in the video audio clips that I'm going to play for you that was abusing this child, and did not have a cause to do so. And if he's working in special education, he should know when you're dealing with kids with autism, there's a variety of things that will set them off, a variety of things that will irritate them. But you can clearly tell when I play the audio that this child was screaming for help because he had this monster putting his hands on him. You see him right there, Robert Ransdell. Keep a mental note because the mother said that she want him in jail. She's pressing charges and that this man should be held accountable for battery. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that Child Protective Services have gotten involved in this situation. Okay. Child Protective Services is involved in this situation. Let me play you this video because I want to make a point here.
Field's mission is to work collaboratively using a guaranteed viable and relevant curriculum in a safe and protective environment.
Right there, right effing there. They say that the goal is for the kids to have a protective environment, but his mother did not get a protective environment. You're saying that the goal is for these kids to have a protective environment, but they didn't. This child, 7 years old, did not get one in this case.
Field offers many extracurricular programs, sports activities, and clubs where students can develop their talents.
So you see one of these commercials at a place where students can develop their talents. They forgot to also say a place where black kids will be called the N-word, a place where black kids could potentially be abused by the usual suspects like this. You see what I'm saying?
Tell the truth.
This is a damn shame by all means. Let's continue here with this.
Field's mission is to work collaboratively using a guaranteed viable and relevant curriculum in a safe and protective environment.
Now, I had to play that one more time because that's what they're emphasizing in that part of the video for the school, that a child would have the right to a safe environment. But this child right here did not get a safe environment. And apparently, according to the mother, this has been going on for quite some time. And I'm going to read you some stuff that the mother said that was happening in this whole situation. And let's get to it right here. On May 13th, 2026, I sent my son to school with the camera hidden in his ponytail. It was not visible at all. Around 12 noon, I received a call from the principal stating that she noticed that the camera, while my son was in the sensory room, this is a room I guess they take the, I know what a sensory room is. These are rooms that they would take a child to if the child is having some behavior issues, if the child needs a little calming environment, because once again, kids with autism, they don't do well. Now, every child with autism is on what we call a spectrum, everybody. It's called a spectrum. There was a time in this country that if a child had any kind of disability, they would lump kids into this politically incorrect term that I don't use today, which is the retarded. I don't like that term. Every kid was lumped into that, including adults. Now they know through study, research, that kids with autism are on a spectrum. Some kids with autism are high functioning. Some kids that are with autism are very low functioning. So depending on where her son is on the spectrum, he could be low functioning, he could be high functioning. But what a lot of kids with autism have in common is that they're very sensitive to their environment. And maybe they put them in a sensory room to give him a chance to calm down from what environment. But even if this child, even if her son, even if he was screaming, losing, becoming upset about something, I want to be respectful here. That still doesn't give a right for someone like this to come in and step in and call him the N-word, choke this child to the point that the child was screaming on the audio. She has the video proof. And the child is being pinched by this man right here you see on the screen who says, I'm not playing with you. You're going to hear him say, I'm not playing with you. Come here, come here. Completely unprofessional, should not be working with kids on any capacity, should be in a prison cell, should be charged with child abuse, and should lose any license he has or any certification to be any type of teacher assistance, particularly with working with special needs kids. The usual suspect, the usual devil here that you see on the screen, y'all, the usual truth. A damn shame. This sucker right here you see. Let's get back over here. I want to go over here and go back over to this right here. And so she received a call from the principal stating that she noticed the camera while my son was in sensory room, which usually means he was already upset. What did I just say, everybody? I've been there, done that. I've worked with, before I still start dealing with guys in the prison environment, I was working primarily with kids, as I said, with disabilities, non-disabilities, physical, emotional, the whole 9 yards. So I know exactly what I'm talking about here. And it's right here in black and white. This is from her statement that I was able to gather from Facebook, a statement that she put out, not something that I'm making up. And she says here, the fact that he was already in the sensory room says that she already knew that it was because he was upset about something. She told me it was against board rules and regulations, so I went to pick him up immediately. When I got home, I hooked up the camera because, see, what was happening is that they kept telling the mother that something was wrong. They kept applying that her child was the problem. And see, we need to understand something very fundamentally here, that black children are always the ones that are being preyed upon by the system. Black kids are always the ones being called hyperactive. Black kids are always the ones being sent home from school for any and little anything. Hell, I got sent home from school in high school for just breakdancing on my lunch break back in the early 80s. Check this out. I wasn't cutting up in the classroom. I was on my lunch break outside with other kids. It's high school, freshman year in high school. Breakdancing was the hot thing back in the early, 84, 83. I'm dating myself here. And they sent me home for not cutting up in the classroom, not doing my lessons. And at that time, my mom at that time said, don't you ever send my son home for some damn dancing on his lunch break. If he's cutting up in the classroom, not following instructions, okay, call us. But that's what they did even in the early 80s. They would demonize any and everything that black kids do, even when we weren't doing anything of any mischief. So there's already an inherent bias when it comes to black kids. At the early stages, they want to criminalize young black kids early so they can get a police record, so they can identify them as a troublemaker. And you know, the rest is history, from the school to prison pipeline. Demonize the black child, get their record all muddied up. And they'll even do this with black kids that have disabilities that express these behaviors because of the disability. I just wanted to say that because it pisses me off how this whole thing went down. Let me go back over here. When I got home, I hooked up a camera right away. The first few clips seemed normal, but then everything changed. I heard a teacher opening discussion, smoking and marijuana and eating weed brownies and multiple teachers. Then it got worse. Now, everybody, what's going on here? You're saying, wait a minute, Info, what is happening here? What are you talking about, brother? So not only did she catch them abusing her child, calling him the N-word, choking him, pinching him, but because she put the hidden camera in his locks, she was able to discover, ladies and gentlemen, she was able to discover that these same teachers aides or teachers assistants, or maybe even teachers allegedly, were having conversation about getting high, inappropriate conversation in a school setting, talking about they like to have their weed and their brownies and getting high. This is crazy, y'all. Let me put this back on here again. So these teachers were having an open discussion about smoking marijuana, eating weed brownies, multiple teachers. Then it got worse. And that got worse is when they put hands on her child right here. My son's main teacher left to go to the restroom. My son tried to go with her, almost like he was afraid to be left alone with this monster right here. The alleged individual that's been alleged to have harmed this child, this man right here, Robert Ransdell, assistant teacher. This is the individual that this child right here was concerned with. This child had a disposition to this monster right here. This is common. Some kids with autism, if you have done something to harm them, just because they have a disability doesn't mean that they can't remember or have muscle memory of being abused by someone that makes them feel uncomfortable when that person is around them. Put sevens in the chat room. I appreciate everybody from being here, but I have to run through this in the way that I'm doing because it's very, very important. Almost like he was afraid to be left alone. She told him no, and he went back to his seat. Within 30 seconds, the situation took a disastrous turn, okay? The assistant teacher, they call him Mr. R, but we know it's this dude right here that I put on the screen for you, Robert Dale. We know it's him. We know it's this individual right here. There's the full face right there for you. Again, Mr. R approached my son aggressively while parts were not fully visible. The audio portion footage tells the story. It's not visually clear, only shadows, heavy moments, but the voice is strong, aggressive, and undeniable. The look does not need to be justified. As a parent, close your eyes and ask yourself, what do you hear? I hear a fight that my child has no control over and cannot win. That's what the mother is saying here. That's what the mother is saying here, ladies and gentlemen. Let me let you see this video. This will be the first video of what she was taught, what his mother right here, or what his mother was describing. I want you to, and I'm going to warn you again that this is very disturbing. So prepare yourself wherever you are watching to understand that this is very disturbing. I want to thank everybody that's in the chat room. We got another CG. Miranda is in the house, really rocking with me hard. Jay, the informant. Now, I know I probably shouldn't say this, but I'm going to say it again. If I was doing an Umar Johnson video, I would have 100 to 200 to 300 to 400 to 500 people over here. If I was doing some kind of video that was controversial around the issue of Umar as it relates to the women that came forward and then there was lies told, I would have 1,000 to 1,200 people over here watching. You would think that me talking about a black child, since we have a lot of black people who claim that they're pro-black, that they claim to be, it's about FBA, it's about ADOS. Black people that claim that they're on the page, and that you would think that they would support a video of this nature reporting something that I believe my video, if not the only, is one of the first videos on this platform related to this issue that broke just yesterday. It needs to get more traction so that the family gets help. So please share this video. Please. Let me go ahead and play this video. This is disturbing. I'm warning you again.
Yes, they're on the way. Okay. He's choking my son and calling him the N-word as soon as Sarah walks out the classroom. What? He's choking him. And that's why I said cameras need to be in the class. Y'all let this happen to him. I beg y'all. Y'all called me every week and said he did something that he'd never done before, and he was peaching him. He's never peached before. He was peaching him and choking him, calling him a stupid nigger. And y'all let this happen. On a camera? On a camera in his hair. Whoever it is, I don't know if it's you or Mr. R.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, did I or did I not say that it's going to be disturbing? She's now in the classroom going off on the teachers and expressing to them that she had priorly warned them that something was happening to her child, and they didn't listen, although they were trying to accuse her child of being a disruptive one, of being the problem. You get what I'm saying? They always make black people, and particularly black boys, become an endangered species within the educational institutions of this country. We become endangered species when they're trying to put us in the prison environment. But now when we're trying to get education coming up through the grade school, they're already trying to criminalize us. When the real criminals are individuals like this who are hired to work with kids. Read his name. That's the school. Phil Elementary School in Louisville, Kentucky. These individuals are the problem. These are the individuals that are the problem. We're going to get back to this in just a moment. These are the individuals that are the problem, not the child. Not the child. Share this video. It's those individuals that harm the child like this, the usual suspects. And the sister had to speak at the top of her lungs to get some attention to the issue. You see her right there. There's the mother. She had to make some noise. See, they do this to black kids because they don't think black kids have any support. They think all black kids don't have a father or a mother or family members that will come to the school and raise some hell. So they treat our kids as if they're just a throwaway experiment. They treat our kids as if they don't freaking matter. Let's get back to this.
Whoever was in that classroom, there's a man's voice. I think it's Mr. R. Was calling him.
Thank you, Miss Independent. Thank you very much. I appreciate you.
Y'all let this happen. I told y'all my son's a good boy. I had to put a camera on his hair just to see that my child's being abused in the classroom. Coach is being called a nigger, and he's nonverbal. This is my baby.
Oh, my
My
God.
child, and he will get justice because y'all let this happen. Mr. Arden get locked up now. It's on the camera. He's calling him a nigger and touching him.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is very important. What I need to say to you all right now, very, 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 very important. This is why I put this in the title of this video. Her son, I forgot to say this, there are some kids with autism that are nonverbal. Some of them that never can put words together. There are some that when they're born and around if you've ever taken child development, anybody in the chat room, if you've taken child development of any kind, put sevens in the chat room. As you already know, at a certain age or range, a child or when they're a baby, they should be, talking at a certain stage of their development. So a lot of kids with autism early on, they're nonverbal. Now, he may be nonverbal right now. And thank you for the super chat, Mrs. Independent. I appreciate you. Clap for you.
Thank you for the super chat.
Now, he might be nonverbal at this moment, but then maybe when he gets a little bit older, he could start getting a better grasp of words. Some kids with autism will have a good grasp of words. Some kids may not. Some kids with autism, ladies and gentlemen, have certain gifts. Like they could be a mathematical genius. Like I know a kid that had autism I worked with, and he could tell me what my birthday would be the day, the day that my birthday would be on 20, 30 years from now. I'm like, what? You just said that my birthday is going to be on this day in the year 2000 and whatever. And it's the year, it's 1997. And you telling me in 2020, my birth. And then when I go and do the calculations, damn, he's right. I even worked with a kid one time who knew how to do the whole mapping system of the freeway system in the Oakland East Bay area. Okay.
Somebody's gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
There's some of these kids that have photographic memories. So even though they don't have the ability that some of us have to negotiate through their life the same way, these kids are able to tap into certain things in their mind and certain gifts that we can't tap into. So it's interesting how that works. But this is a child that was nonverbal. So the man that put his hands on this child knew that this child wouldn't be able to put together the right sentences to say, hey, this man, Robert Ransdell, hurt me, mama. He grabbed my neck. He called me the N-word. The child would not have any grasp of that other than the child being able to scream for dear life because of this demon that put his hands on him. This is really a damn shame. Let me get us back to that video. I'm sorry I keep.
Nigger boy, sit down. And my baby didn't even move. Sarah walked out the class and my baby didn't even move.
Okay, you thought the police en route? Or do you have LMPD coming or do you have JCP?
The police is on the way.
Let me get
Y'all, my son has been abused at the school and they let this happen. My son has never pinched anyone. He's pinching him. But the choke.
Ain't that something? They accuse her son of pinching. They accuse her son of doing the pinching, but it was him who did the pinching.
And calling him a nigger, is that what y'all allow?
Get up, boy. Gilbert.
Now I'm going to move this back. This is this monster right here telling him, get over here, boy, and putting hands on him. I'm going to move that back so you guys can hear that. That's the portion. You're going to hear two portions of this, but it is disturbing by all means. Let's play it.
Him a nigger, is that what y'all allow?
Get up, boy.
You hear that smacking? Because he's hitting him.
Away. Get away. Get out of here.
There it is. The sounds that you're hearing are the sounds of this child right here being mistreated by this monster right here. By this monster right here, I just want to fix that real quick. You're hearing this monster harm this child that you heard on the audio right there. That is very disturbing. Nevertheless, it is very disturbing. That is that portion right there. What I want to do, I'm just trying to take it all in. It's crazy. I'm angry. This is why I was hoping a lot of people would come over today and watch this video. See it for yourself or hear it for yourself and share this video with other people. This man definitely has to go to jail. This man definitely has to pay a penalty. This man has to be put in handcuffs, tried, and put in jail, and the key should be thrown away. This is a man that was throwing racial epithets at this child, 7 years old. This is a man who was according to the mother, allegedly, I'm saying alleged because I have to say it for legal purposes. The mother said that this man had choked her son because she had it on video. The only reason why we're not seeing video of this, and I would never show video of this because it just would violate so much, but she blocked it out. So you couldn't see the video, but you could just use your imagination based on what you're hearing in the audio. And I've got more for you. And I want to say thank you to Miss Miranda, who says, hey, everyone, I agree. Thank you for what you're doing, Information Man. This is awful and needs massive attention. Justice for this baby and mama. Thank you, sister.
Tell the truth.
Somebody's gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
I appreciate you
Somebody's
saying
gonna have
that.
to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it. Somebody's gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
And that's just what we have to do. We have to tell the truth over here. Shame the devil. Because this whole situation is horrible. I'm not getting any kick out of, playing this. I just feel like I felt like when I discovered this information that it was necessary for me to bring it before my audience, because you may not know anything about this. And I'm going to tell you right now, I believe this story is going to get some steam. I think once people start to hear about it, of course, some of your bigger YouTubers who have a huge platform, I really want to see them do something on this, people who can reach even more people. But I think it's going to catch some momentum because we've had other stories that started off slow, nobody jumped on it, and then boom, it took off. I've just happened to jump on this sooner than others, because this should get the attention that it deserves. And if my video gets in the hands of the right people through the algorithms, or through you sending it through the algorithms, you sharing it with people, and that helps people to be aware of this and what's going on with this sister right here and her son, then I say, so be it. Because this should have never happened to this beautiful child. Miranda, thank you again for the super chat. $5 super chat. Thank you for your support. JD Informant, I see you here. Thank you for your support. Everyone, Jessica 7777. Thank you all that are here. I appreciate you. You don't know how much I appreciate you because y'all come over for all the different topics that I talk about on this channel, but y'all definitely came over for this one because this one is what matters. Okay. Now, let me say something to people out there who are definitely Umar Johnson, people who like to watch the Umar Johnson videos. Let me just say something. Umar Johnson gets on podcast. Umar Johnson is being platformed by everybody on social media to talk. Umar talks about how he's the only one building a dump for black kids. Umar talks about how he's some big activist. Where you never see Umar on the physical ground, a man who says he's the most requested psychologist, even though he ain't licensed. He's just like that lady Bryant, who's lying. I'll be doing a video on her, an uploaded video for y'all right after this. But you've got people like Umar who gets all this attention, and he's a liar. And this man, you never see him get his ass on ground to address real issue. He's sitting up here talking about basketball players and entertainers. Where is Umar? Will Umar get involved with helping this woman and her child since he's supposed to be the most requested psychologist? Since he always say everybody is following him. You never see Umar really address issues in this manner. He's just all talk. For a man who has a following and a man that claims that he's the greatest thing since sliced bread, you never see him anywhere around these issues with black kids, even though he keeps claiming that he's the only one that can save black kids with his fictional school.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
I just have to tell the truth.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
I have to. Let's get to the next video.
Dana was in there. It was just him and Dana. As far as I knew, but it was like soon as Sarah said I had to go. Oh, and there's a lot of footage, honey. The beginning, I was like, okay. The beginning, they talking about smoking weed and eating weed brownies. I mean, all of the teachers are. Every single one of them. Dana's like, yeah, I smoked last night with my son. And then Sarah's like, yeah, I had a brownie earlier, but it didn't have a lot of herbs in it.
Remember, I was telling you that they were talking about getting high around these kids. And that's what she's kind of explaining to the teacher that she confronted about her child, that, hey, not only did I find out that there was abuse to my child, but your faculty has a problem talking about their drug and their marijuana use.
Hey, the beginning, they talking about smoking weed and eating weed brownies. I mean, all of the teachers are. Every single one of them. Dana's like, yeah, I smoked last night with my son. And then Sarah's like, yeah, I had a brownie earlier, but it didn't have a lot of herbs in it. And I'm like, what the fuck? Y'all getting high dealing with special needs kids? That's bad.
Getting high dealing with special needs kids.
But this is crazy. The footage is like it's like at least 80 footages, and I can't even say to what led whoever went to the sensory room whenever he had to go to the sensory room. If he was calm, this is what pushed him to act out in any type of way. He's protecting himself because he's never hit anyone or did anything before. This is it. He will never come back to JCPS again.
Right. You hear what the mother's saying? That he would never do such a thing unless someone is agitating him.
My son is nonverbal autistic.
Nonverbal autistic.
Is there anything I can get for you?
No, I really just, can I go sit in the car?
Yeah,
Cause he's in the car with his stepdad.
Sure. Do you want me just to call you when they arrive?
Yes, I'll be outside.
Okay.
Cause Lord.
All right. I want y'all to hear this next video. This is when she walks out of the school, right? She walks out of this school, Field Elementary in Louisville, Kentucky. She gets in her car, and I want y'all to see her reaction as she plays that video, which we can only see the audio, hear the audio, because she had to black out the video because she was going to show the actual video to what? To the police, to the authorities, to what we would call your child protective services. And here we go.
Yeah, I'm staying calm, y'all. Like, I'm staying real calm because like, you can't make no fucking threats at a school, you feel me, with kids. But this nigga, motherfucker, walked up to my baby and just started choking him. Y'all, I'm sick about this shit. I'm sick of it. Ain't shit I can do.
She was smart to not say anything that could be considered as threatening, because when you are on school grounds and you say things like, I'm gonna blow this, you know what up, they could turn it around on her and say that she came up there being terroristic, threatening to do harm to the school, when it was really about her son, you see. Let's continue here. And luckily, she recorded all of this on her Facebook Live. This is how we got this footage.
It ain't nothing that I can do. What do you think of this? This shit's crazy. It ain't nothing that I can do. Like,
this is what I don't like right here. This is what irks me. I have to be honest here. She has a stepdad of her child. She goes into the school. This is what I don't like. As a black man, whether he's the stepfather or the biological father, the fact of the matter is you're in this woman's life. And she goes into the school by herself, and you should have been there with her, man, as support next to her, because they will respond different. It's just the facts. They respond different when a man is present, because they're used to it being the single black mother. So they know, okay, we're going to get a single black mother that's going to come in here, right? But when you got a man, men, we neutralize shit. But the fact that he sits in the car, she says she doesn't know what she's going to do, and he says, what do you mean what you going to do? She was saying that out of she's not saying that she doesn't actually know what to do, because she called the police. She told them she was calling the police. They were on their way, because that's why she got in the car, to wait for the police to get there. Child Protective Services have also gotten involved, because I did some research on this situation. But she was saying it out of frustration. So I'm very disappointed, you know, that's her man. She's in a relationship. But I'm just very disappointed that this dude didn't get out of his car and go in that school with her for support. Because that's what a man, when you're with a woman, whether you're married to that woman or in a relationship with that woman, whether that child is yours biological or not, the fact that you are still with the woman who's going through something here, you should be in there with her for more moral support as a backbone. Let's continue.
Thank you. It ain't nothing that I can do that I want to do. All I can do is call the police. He coming home with scratches. Look, that's him screaming for help. That's him screaming for help. That's my baby screaming for help. He's hurting him, y'all. He's hurting him.
So basically, she's in the car. She has the computer that has the feed from the hidden camera that was placed in her son's hair, because she suspected that her son was the victim of abuse at this school, Field Elementary in Louisville, Kentucky, that she felt that he was a victim of some abuse, because they kept trying to accuse her son of things, But her son kept coming home with scratches and various things on his body that made her say something's going on here. Sure enough, she puts that camera in his hair and all hell has broke loose with evidence that shows that not only did they abuse her son and use the N-word towards him, but these allegedly staff members were talking about getting high with marijuana and eating the little marijuana brownies and saying this in a school environment around the kids because she had the camera in her son's hair. You understand me?
Rewind it back. I'm not gonna let y'all see it, but I'm gonna let y'all hear it from when the teacher walked out the classroom and he walks up to my son.
No. You can leave it open if you want. Yeah, please.
My son's just sitting there. My son's just sitting.
Last call. How you doing, brother?
He's sitting there. I don't know if y'all gonna be able to hear this, but listen how this motherfucker comes up and starts hurting my child for no reason.
Nope, I'm not traveling. That's stay here. No, stay here. No, I'm over here. Where'd you go?
The footage came because I put a camera on him. I put a camera in his hair. Now listen how he walks up to my son.
Get off me now.
There he is right there talking. Again.
Listen to him.
Play with you no more.
He said, I'm not playing with you no more. And listen to him keep going.
Away. Get away. Get out of here.
Enough of that. I can't. I don't want to listen to that. I wanted to play the second part because I wanted you to hear it from the mother's perspective in the car. Now, just so you know, if you say, hey, did this really happen? I'm going to show you the footage. When the teachers in the classroom noticed something was in her child's hair, and it was a camera, and you're going to see the teacher looking above because they're looking at the child's hair. Her son has locks, and you can clearly see the teacher, the female teacher in the classroom, looking straight into a camera, not knowing that it was a camera in the child's hair. I want y'all. I gotta have y'all hear this. This one is wild. See that?
Is it like a hairband?
No, it's some of the light.
So right here, they're saying what's in his hair. And then the teacher says hair bands, but there was a camera in the hair. Hear this dialogue. Listen to this dialogue.
Is it like a hairband?
No, it's some of the light.
Right there. Right there.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it. Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
Right there. That's the camera that's in her son's hair. So the teacher, after this situation happened to her son, they quickly noticed something in her son's hair, and they were wondering, what is it? The teacher that you see right there says it's a hairband. But another teacher says, no, it looks kind of shining, like it's shooting light out. And then what you're seeing from this visual right here is the teacher getting caught in the camera of the hidden camera in the child's locks. So this is just a proof positive that this is legitimate. This was a legitimate situation that she put a camera in her son's hair. I just want to end it right there because that's proof positive that she legitimately put a camera in her child's hair. There's a picture right there. The mother placed a hidden camera on autistic son. What she called is sparking outrage, and you should be outraged over what you've just witnessed in this video today. You should definitely be outraged. Do me the biggest favor and please share this video in your social media with people that you know would respect this type of content in terms of respecting, in terms of taking it serious, watching, sharing. I'm going to give you some updates on what's happening with the child right now, what's happening with this whole situation. There are the Freemen. There's an organization out there that's raising money for the parents or for the mother and the child for legal defense.
Tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
Legal defense. Once again, this is the mother that you heard in the audio, you heard in the classroom going off on these devils there in Field Elementary School in Louisville, Kentucky, that you heard leaving the building and going to her car, waiting on authorities to press charges against this monster right here. The usual suspects. Let me put myself up here. Her 7-year-old nonverbal autistic son, Semaj, could not tell her what was happening. See what I'm saying? When they're nonverbal, they can't break down and complete sentences that, hey, he did A, B, and C to me, right? At school. So it makes them very helpless. This is a helpless child. What was happening at school, but the call she was getting from Field Elementary School in Louisville, Kentucky about his behavior did not add up. They made him the blame when they are the ones that were the demons and had people, adults, grown ass adults working around these minors. And they're demons. It wasn't adding up to, it was not like him. She said her son does not hit people, does not do these things. When the school refuses to let her observe his classroom. So she even, this is what's crazy about this. This sister even asked the teachers, let me come to the classroom and observe my son's behavior. And they refused to let her do so. That's some BS. As parents, you have every right, especially when you're dealing with special needs children, to be able to observe in a classroom setting to help. If they really were truly trying to help her son, they would have let her come to the classroom to observe what they were saying about him. They didn't, because they were lying about her son. He wasn't the aggressor. It was this demon right here, Robert Ransdell, who was the ECE assistant teacher at Field Elementary, Louisville, Kentucky. It was this monster right here. Going back over here. Lee says that the audio from May 13th, okay, so her name is Miss Lee. Lee says that the audio from May 13th captured an assistant teacher yelling aggressively at her son, using the N-word, calling him a boy. He can be heard screaming near the end of the recording. The audio alone was enough to prompt abusive allegations in full investigation. So they're investigating. This is why I'm going over this part right here. Jefferson County, which is where this school, Field Elementary School, is located in Louisville, Kentucky, public school confirmed it is investigating alongside with what did I tell y'all? Along with Child Protective Services, the staff members has been barred from the building while the investigation continues. He should not only be barred, this sucker should be in handcuffs and in a jail cell, because if this was a black man working in a school or a black woman and they were doing something like this, being caught on video, they would be in a jail cell awaiting arraignment or being given a high bail. Especially if they were putting their hands on on white kids, excuse me. Okay?
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
Back to this. The staff member have been barred from the building while the investigation continues. The JCPS police also spoke with Lee on the day of the incident was reported. I think Miss Lee is the mother. That's the name of this beautiful child right here. So let's go back over here and let's get into this part right here, everybody. I think those of you that are here, I appreciate you for being here. Everybody, I'm going to give you all a clap.
Tell the truth.
You are listening to Information Man. Please make sure to subscribe to his channel.
Thank you. At a Friday press conference, Lee made her message clear. We trust his school to protect him, to care for him, and to treat him with dignity, she said. Instead, he was harmed, slighted, they failed to protect her child while they putting these commercials out like this.
Field offers many extracurricular programs, sports activities, and clubs where students can develop their talents. Field's mission is to work collaboratively using a guaranteed viable and relevant curriculum in a safe and protective environment.
Boom. That's the key right there, in a safe and protective environment. Well, her son was not in a safe and protective environment. He's around a bunch of people who are getting high, talking about how they get high around the kids, even talking about how they get high around their own kids. They need to have the Child Protective Services go out to this school and investigate these teachers here and investigate what they're doing at home around their kids. This is some crazy stuff, y'all. Now check this out. The footage captured Robert Ransdell aggressively approaching her son after the main teacher left the room, followed by the child's screams. The video and audio captures Robert Ransdell calling the child a stupid y'all know what that is, boy, while he chokes the child and slaps him and drags the child across the classroom by his hair. Wait a minute. That's another part that I just got to now with you all right here. This is incredible. So I said that he had choked the child. He had scratched the child. He had called the child an N-word. But now we're finding out that not only did he do that, but he dragged the child by the child's locks. That's why the child was screaming, choked the child, calling the child the N-word, and he slapped the child. That's where we kept hearing that pop, 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 pop sound. And dragged the child across. He needs to be in jail immediately, in a jail cell. There's no question about it. This is unacceptable. This cannot be acceptable. This cannot be approved. This child needs justice. This man needs to be in a prison cell immediately. Let me put this up here. Just as a reminder about autism, everybody, developmental disabilities that cause substantial impairment. So when you're working with kids like this man is not a professional. Because if he was a professional and a man of character, he would have known and had to train how to work with kids. He was just a good old boy racist. He was just he was just a country bunking racist, redneck racist, true and true. We're talking about Kentucky. You can't get any more deep South and racist as Kentucky. We know their history. But just as you know, so you know, developmental disabilities that cause substantial impairment in social interaction. So kids with autism have social interaction issues. And as I said before, communication in the presence of unusual behavior and interest. Sometimes they will have unusual behavior depending on what their moods are like, what's happening in their environment, what they're sensitive to. Many people with ASD, autism disorder, also have unusual ways of learning, paying attention, reacting to different situations. So when he's sitting up there calling him the N-word and saying boy and dragging him and putting hands on him, of course the child's going to respond. He's disabled. The thinking and learning abilities of people with ASD, attention deficit disorder, can vary from what? Gifted? What did I say earlier? It's a continuum. It's on a pendulum of high and low level of skills. Some are gifted, as I said before, and some are severely challenged. Attention deficit disorder begins before the age of 3 and lasts throughout a person's life.
Tell the truth.
Now, this is one of the brothers. I think his name is Arthur Watkins Jr. He's a member of this Freeman organization. Parents demand answers now. Every parent deserves. Let me put this up here. And then this is the urgent request for evidence preservation and independent investigation. Urging request of evidence preservation, independent investigation, Field Elementary School. Let me put this up here, right here. Urging request evidence. So the preserving of all evidence immediately. Number 2, ensuring that no evidence is altered. They are involved in her legal defense. This is a Freeman organization, a Black Freeman organization. 3, place any staff member connected to the allegations on administrative leave pending a full and independent investigation. No, I want them in jail immediately. 4, fully cooperate with law enforcement, child protective authorities. 5, ensure that the child immediate safety is provided in the family with transparency regarding the investigation process. This is what the Freeman organization is fighting for in this process. This was put out here May 15, 2026 at 4:19 p.m. by this brother right here, Watkins, who I just had on the screen earlier, right here. Let me put some more information out here, right here. This is his letterhead right here. Every parent deserves confidence that their child is safe while attending school, especially children who cannot fully communicate abuse or mistreating themselves. Then what they did, they put a link to the actual video footage of what happened to him. I found this on Facebook. This is a organization. Please confirm receipts of this correspondence, provided clarification regarding the district immediate preservation of investigating measures. Sincerely, author Wilkins, I think it's Watkins Jr., Chief Administrator, Primary Trustee, Freeman Reparations Fund Trust, overseeing Freeman Nation and American Freeman Legal Fund, that has gotten involved in this situation. And let me put something else up here that I want to show you too. Let me put this up here real quick. Now, this is interesting here. These are the fine points. The situation also raises a broader concern regarding what? Classroom oversight, staff accountability, when they're talking about drugs around the kids or getting high on marijuana, responses to parental complaints. And look, everybody, we know in some places of the country, weed is legalized, right? I don't care if it's legalized. You shouldn't be talking that type of talk. Even when it comes to the idea of drinking and having a drink, you shouldn't be talking even like that around kids. When you're at a school environment, when you are in a school environment, you're supposed to be what? You're supposed to be professional. When you're in this school environment that's in their promotional right here, you got to be professional. Keep that crap at home, whatever you're into. They want to this is once again the Freeman. This is their demands. The Freeman organization that's backing this family or raising money for legal defense. At least what have gathered. Protection protocols for special needs students. Response to parents' complaints. Transparency within the educational institution. We strongly support immediate preservation of all evidence. As I said before, that's very important. Full cooperation with law enforcement. That's what I had read before. Transparency with the child's family. An independent review of the circumstances surrounding these allegations. At the same time, all findings should be guided by evidence, due process, and a complete investigation of the footage that she has, Miss Lee, right? Complete investigation of the footage, the recordings, the witnesses, the statements, the witness statements, and all relative documentation. No child deserves fear and treatment of this nature, everybody. What I'd like everyone to do is to please share this video in all your social media. Do me that biggest favor. I would like a lot of you to just share it. Please do so. This should have never happened to this child. This shouldn't happen to any kids. And if they did this to this child, it makes me wonder what other kids in that school or in this school district have been abused, particularly black kids in particular, that the parents have no idea. Meaning the parents didn't put a camera on their kids, but the school is telling them that their child is the problem, when in fact the problem is the personnel that works there, the teachers' assistants, and other aides in the classroom. This whole thing is a damn shame. do me the biggest favor, share this in all your social media. You can catch me on Facebook at Information Man Show, Instagram Information Man Show, TikTok at Information Man Show. Share this in all your social media because we would like to break the algorithms on this and get this to more people to see this video. Those of you that were here today, I appreciate you. I am a little feeling a little down or a little disappointed about what happened to this child. Not a little, but feeling really down about it. It was difficult putting this together, looking through this material prior to going live. It's difficult to know that we've got black people on these YouTube streets that will say they'll ride with the FBA slogan, they'll ride with the ADOS slogan, they'll ride with the Freeman slogan, they'll ride with all these things about reparations and about black people delineating themselves and blah, 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 and how we should be wagging the circles to protect each other. And here we have a child that's been harmed. And I would think that people would come over and listen to this video, get this information, and share it. You have a Freeman reparation organization that's getting involved. Where is, I'm going to keep it real. I'm keeping it 100% real. Where is FBA on this? Because I'm a damn Freeman. Where are all these groups that get on social media and tell us so much about we as black Americans? And here you got a black American family whose child was abused. That's a black American child abused. And with my 22,500, getting close to 600 more subs, which are mainly made up of black people. And I appreciate those that have subscribed to this channel. But when it's an issue about something that's harm to us, we gotta support that. We gotta support sharing the videos. We have to support channels like myself who put this information out. Right? I could do the pop culture stuff. I could talk about Miss Bryan. I bet you if I do the video about Miss Bryan and how she's lying about her credentials, I'm sure I get a lot of views on that type of video. If I do a Umar Johnson video, that'll blow up. But here we have a video about a 7-year-old nonverbal autistic child. So do me the favor, everybody that watches this video on the replay, new subscribers and subscribers to the channel, go ahead and please do me the biggest favor and share this video at all your social media. Share it with people that you know so that more noise can be brought to this video. Now, I hope that someone out there that has a bigger platform than me, a bigger channel with huge numbers, does this video as well, does a story about what happened to this child, because we know that those who have the bigger platforms, the huger platforms, will get more traction on this. I'm just one small YouTuber trying to put this out there into the atmosphere, but I hope other people jump on board, because I think that this story is going to pick up in the national news. And of course, you would say, where are your Al Sharptons? Where are your usual suspects who run around always with the cameras in their face? Because if this doesn't blow up into a national story, none of these individuals were going to show up for it. Now, if there is, I'm going to try to see if I can find a legitimate, I'm going to see if the family is going to have a GoFundMe, see if this Freeman legal defense fund is a legitimate situation. Because once I know that everything's legitimate, then I'm going to donate what I can. And I also will put a link in the description of this video or a link on this channel. Once I find out first that is legitimate, because you have people out there who run scams when it comes to GoFundMe's and what have you. So I want to make sure. But so far, from what I know, the mother, Miss Lee, she's not running around asking for money. She's not demanding people send her anything. But she does need to take this to court. And not only does this man need to go to jail for what he did to her son, but she needs to sue the school, and she needs to take her child out of the school. Her child needs to be out of this school. He needs to be out of this damn Field Elementary. He needs to be out of this school, placed in a more nurturing school with a more sensible staff. So she needs to sue the school, she needs to sue this guy right here. She needs to sue the school district in this county in Louisville, Kentucky. Sue their asses, drain them of whatever they got in their piggy banks. This man goes to jail, take another suit against him, take a civil suit against him, make him pay restitution, you see.
Tell the truth.
Let me see what you all are saying in the chat room. I'm going to look at your comments before I end today's presentation. This is a very difficult presentation to do today. I feel like I'm a man on an island right now with this subject. I can't tell you how much it bothers me, because like I said earlier in this broadcast, I have worked personally with kids with autism. So I know this hits me very personal, because I understand how kids with autism on that spectrum, how they all have different behaviors, different sensitivities. And when I work with kids, we never raise our voice, because these kids are very sensitive to loud noises. We never grab them. We understood by talking to the parents and understanding what their dynamics are, how to talk to these kids. That child, her son, had the problems that he had because the people working there were too busy getting high and did not have the education. I bet you they weren't properly trained on the autism spectrum. I know that they weren't trained on the autism spectrum, y'all. Now, we got my man Last Call, who says, meanwhile, Mega is giving funds for Chad the Builder. I might do a video on Chad the Builder too. He's a piece of crap going around harassing black people. But you see, justice will be, they could do all that. They could pay for legal fund all they want. Last Call. He's going to jail. He's in jail. He's got a high bail. He's going to prison, because there's too much visual evidence to prove that he attempted the life on that brother. This man was going around trying to agitate black people. And what was also sad is that you also had black people shaking his hand, trying to talk to him. I'm going to stop it right there. I'll leave my venom for a video. So I'm going to do a video. I may do a video on Miss Bryant. I may do a video on this Chud the Builder. Well, he ain't no damn builder. I may drop some type of small video about this issue. If not a long form video, maybe a YouTube short or something. You know what I'm saying? Like a 3-minute one. We'll figure it out. But let me put this up here. And thank you, Tony. This is crazy. And I pray for the family. Get justice and get baby more in the right environment. Get the baby in the right environment. You are so damn correct. Let's go with this right here. We got Stuart, who says, thank you, Stuart. Do you think making a video from your home is actually helping? Does saying white matter? Let me see this right here. This is crazy. Let me see. This is crazy. Let me see this. Let me see this right here. Do you think making a video from your home is actually helping? Does saying white matter, you care more about that than the kid? What the hell are you talking about? What is this person talking about? Get this person the hell out of my chat room. Block this individual. What the hell are you talking about? White lies, whites matter? What are you talking about? Do you think making a video from your home is actually helping? What is this person talking about? This person is sick. You're a sicko. Get your ass out of here. Yeah, get that person out of here. Sick. You are a sick individual. Putting this type of nonsense out here. This is a sick individual, y'all. You're always going to have the usual suspects that are going to come in and try to muck up the water with that type of nonsense, right? But it's okay because we're going to keep on moving forward. The hell with that Chug the Builder. I hope he goes to jail forever. We got Beverly Palmer in the house. What's going on, sister? Saying last call, giving him some love. Alicia, thank you for being here. Everybody for being here. JD Informant says this. That was confused. Yeah, it's crazy. You're going to have some trolls come in here and make some stupid statement. That's what I thought about the George Zimmerman case. Interesting. Well, everybody, I'm about to end the show. I appreciate you coming by and being a part of the program today. Thank you very much. Let me give everybody a clap out there.
Tell the truth.
I appreciate that. But this whole situation is crazy, silly, crazy. And I don't know what we're going to do. We're just living in a crazy world, crazy times. A lot of crazy stuff is going on. And we got this fool Trump who already came out on video and said he don't care about Americans' economic situation. This is crazy. So we got black kids that are being harmed in this way. And we got to protect our babies. And I agree. If our babies are being harmed in a school like this, you got to take them out of the school. You got to sue everybody. But this is why you got to do proper investigation when you put your kids in these schools. And you got to let them know from get-go, if anything happened with my child, there's going to be hell to pay. You got to let them teachers know, the principal know that this is not a child to mess with. But then again, you have to ask yourself, what are the criterias that they're using to hire these bums like this Robert Ransdell, whatever the hell? This is crazy, y'all. Just crazy. This makes you just grab your head like that and say, what is really going on? Well, everybody, all of you have a wonderful rest of your weekend. I'll be back with more presentation. My videos that I'll drop will probably be uploaded videos. I might do a video covering the Chad character. I think I'm going to do a video about Mrs. Bryant, who has professed herself to be having some sort of a doctorate degree in a therapy license, which I don't think this woman's licensed at all. I think, anyway, let me save my venom for another video. You all take care. I appreciate you all out there and have a beautiful rest of your evening. Thank you for supporting the channel as my regulars always do. Share the video out there. And I just got passionate about this because this is a very serious issue. And the reason why I'm saying I wish there were more people watching live because of how important it is. I want more people to learn about this because this is a new story. And so hopefully more people will watch this after the replay. I am very concerned about what happened to this child. I'm very concerned about what happens to black kids in any school around this country because black kids have always been victims. Even when I was in school, I had things there's things that's happened to me that I've never talked to you guys about, but I've had things happen to me through my schooling as a child. So I feel for this child, and I've worked with kids with autism, with special needs. So that's another reason why this touches me, because I understand how you do not treat these children, 7 years old. I want you to take another look before I get out of here. This is this child right here. The mother said that they were lying, talking about he was the problem when they were the problem. I just want to give you one more look there. Everybody, you take care. Thank you, everybody, for coming over. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Share the video.
You are listening to Information Man. Please make sure to subscribe to his channel.
Feel it, baby. Stress is all around us. These high ceilings, and I need it, baby. Pressure and make diamonds.
Take care, y'all.
Baby, silent, baby. Hurts to see you crying. Know you trying. Ain't no lying, baby. When I say I need you, greedy if I have to share you. It was me that all along did you wrong, thinking that I made you beautiful and strong. This toxicity, the death of me. I feel the day you gone. The most beautiful girl I've ever known. I'll find a way to treat you better. I swear there's no one out there like you. You teach me to be better. My talk is cheap, keep asking what I do. I'll fly you to the moon and hope I'll see you soon. I'll find a way to treat you better. No problem.
BS3 Network, changing the way you listen to podcasts. BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV. You are now tuned to BS3 Network.
So I let her know, gotta let her know. Came through the front door, I'll be ready for. And if it's what you want, I'ma give it to you. Yeah, promise, I'ma give it to you. La 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 la.
Tell the truth.
You are listening to Information Man. Please make sure to subscribe to his channel.
Let her know, I gotta let her know that she my white horse, she my medical. She like my baby mama, know how to take care of me. Give my baby problems, you gon' regret every day. So I let her know,
are listening
gotta
to
let her know.
Information Man.
Came through the
Please
front
make sure to
door,
subscribe
I'll
to
be
his
ready for. And if it's what you want, I'ma give it to you. Yeah, promise, I'ma give it to you. Miss that smile, Lord knows I ain't seen that in a while, but it's your style, so something must be up keeping you down. You a queen that must be heaven sent. Pray my soul, I must repent for not telling you what I meant and how I felt. Honestly, I'm used to throwing wishes in the well. My conscience tells me that I could have helped without fail. Actions speak louder than words, and that's a lesson that I learned all by myself. Let her know, I gotta let her know that she my white horse, she my medical. She like my baby mama, know how to take care of me. Give my baby problems, you gon' regret every day. So I let her know, gotta let her know. Came through the front door, I'll be ready for. And if it's what you want, I'ma give it to you. Yeah, promise, I'ma give it to you.